What's going on, y'all? This your boy Teddy Blackman. I'm back with another video, and today we have content creator class number 4. And today we're going to touch on support. Get into a little bit about it. It's about 10-15 minutes. I'm gonna try to slim the classes down a little bit because I know they can get kind of lengthy. Initially I didn't want them to be near 20 minutes, but a couple of them pretty much been near 20 minutes. So yeah, we're gonna get into this whole support thing. But before we do that, hit my music.
Welcome to Teddy's Universe, where we get real wild and we put in work. I said,
Welcome back. Okay, so support. Bear all a part of the weight of hold up. A thing that bears the weight of something or keeps it upright. Material assistance. It can be a verb, it can be a noun. Now I know I like to do the thing where I give y'all the definition and also give y'all some synonyms so we can be on the same page. When other people use certain terminologies they think have a different meaning, but it really just be meaning the same thing in a different way. So I put some synonyms to the side just because obviously a visual image of the pyramid of people, and then I like this little thing where I think it's called a wordle, where there's one big word and then there's other words that describes it or what it takes to get that word, and et cetera, et cetera. So today we're going to be talking about support. And now if you're a content creator, support is going to be your biggest need. It's going to be almost as important as your content itself. Now, I preface this by saying all of this is like centered around non-entitlement. So you have to understand, first and foremost, you're not entitled to support. You have to earn that. However, there's a lot of popular memes going on where people say stuff like, your friends won't support you, but will support celebrities and strangers, et cetera, et cetera. And while I do feel like the gripe about that, you also have to understand that even though you feel obligated that your friends are supposed to support you, they're not entitled to support you. Now, however, depending on the type of friend you have, or friends, or family, et cetera, I can understand why somebody would feel like they are definitely entitled to the support. Now, as far as like the standards that me and my friends have, I'm not saying we're entitled to support, but that's one of the qualities and traits of friendship as far as our standards of friendship goes. And that's another thing that kind of ripples down in society is I think everybody has different definitions of friends and friendships and things like that. And with different definitions come different responsibilities. So to you, authority figure might be called the manager, authority figure might be called the supervisor. Now, it's two different things, but if you think it's the same thing, you're not going to understand. You're not going to have two different definitions for it. You'll just have one general definition for it, and then you'll end up missing out on stuff or thinking it's one thing when it's really another, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to start outside and work our way back in. So in order to like gain outside support, you really just have to be consistent and post your quality content. That will happen over time. It's not going to happen overnight now. It could happen overnight, and if it does, more power to you. You are really, really good at this. You are a megastar in the making, and enjoy your overnight success. But it generally doesn't happen like that, so I'm going to talk to the other people who, have to grind like me and, build it from the ground up. So another popular cliche or meme or something that they say is like, strangers will support you more than your friends. And, let's say that's true. Now, in my situation, I don't feel like that's true. Now, being on a journey or something, you will understand and you will start to learn that all the people that you think are friends and family aren't really your friends and family. You know what I'm saying? And when I say family, I don't mean like your blood family. I mean like, growing up in our generation, family just hasn't had that family feel to it. So instead of like fixing the problems or addressing the issues, what we tend to do is we tend to rehire. When I say rehire, we tend to take people that's close to us and okay, My brother's not around, but hey, my best friend, this is my bro. This is my brother. You know, this is my fake sister. This is my you calling people pops and uncles and aunties, and now you done like filled out your family with your close friends and close friends, relatives, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So if that's true, then just always remember, like, even if that's true that strangers support you more than your friends, you got to remember that you only know but so many people. So just imagine how many strangers that is out there waiting to support you. You know, there's 7 billion people on Earth. How many people do you know? What, 20, 50, 100, a couple of hundred? And even if you know them, how many of them are your friends? You know what I'm saying? See how like low the number drops. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, just know that it's more people willing to support you than it isn't. You just got to go get it. Now I understand the emotional attachment that comes with that, and understanding that, damn, I thought we was friends. I've been supporting you, and you ain't support me, and it does like have an emotional, significance on the situation. But you have to also understand that deep, deep, deep down inside, pause, um, nobody's obligated and you're not entitled to the support. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, as much as it may hurt, you have to understand that that's just a decision that they made. You got to live with that decision, and then you got to roll with the punches. Now, we all have this like crazy fantasy of like, you accomplishing your dreams, and your close family and friends are right there with you every step of the way. You breaking these generational curses, and everything is just going like a sweet dream. But in reality, it just doesn't work like that. um when I started my content creator journey, I kind of, you know I'm not gonna say begged, but pretty much was begging like the people that I was around at the time to really get into it with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had just bought like a couple of cameras. At the time, a couple of people were doing music. I was doing photography. I wanted to do more with the camera. I didn't just want to keep taking pictures. I wanted to, I had a video record feature. I wanted to use it. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, as far as like the picture part go, they were pretty supportive with that, and they even popped in a couple of videos and stuff like that. But it's like, at the end of the day, I had to understand, like, even if I am like close friends or we brothers and stuff like that, it's like they weren't obligated to do this because it's not their dream, it's yours. Now, if they have the same dream as you, then that's a different story. Then, the bar is kind of raised or lower, or however you want to look at the spectrum. But it wasn't my dream. It wasn't their dream. It was my dream. You know what I'm saying? And I can't force them to always be a part of trying to help out my dream, because they got dreams. You know what I'm saying? They got a life, and they got jobs and family and stuff like that. So you can't really be pressing people that you, just because you feel like you're entitled to it, can't really be pressing them for it. Now, however, it does say something if they don't support like at all, or it's the bare minimum. And you might have to do some evaluations and think like who you're calling a friend or family. You know what I'm saying? Even if you ask, and I'm a big component on, if you want to just ask for it. Like, I'm not gonna be like, hey, that's my bro. He should know to support me. I'm like, nah, bro. When you see these videos, and I know you be mentioning it to me in person, but can you like it? Can you share it? You know what I'm saying? Every once in a while, every once in the blue moon, you ain't got to share every video, or you ain't got to like every video, but just every once in the blue moon, just share it. Don't, you know what I'm saying? That it goes a long way, because all that little stuff be mattering. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to like getting your support, you're gonna want to make a team. And unfortunately, you're gonna have to probably disconnect yourself from people you're around, and surround yourself with more like-minded people. Like, you're gonna probably have to meet people in that field. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very in certain careers, it's hard to be in a certain field and then dabble in another field. You know what I'm saying? Unless they coincide with each other. So it's like, in this field, you're gonna have to surround yourself with like-minded people, because y'all all think the same. And once you can kind of think the same, it becomes a little bit easier to get where you're going or to try to get where you're going. Now, it's not going to be perfect regardless. It's going to be rough. It's going to be a grind. Um, a couple of words that you see in the Wordle, I like calling it a Wordle, is people, help, support, teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. That's like anybody knows me knows like one of my most used phrases all the time. Teamwork makes the dream work. You know what I'm saying? And without it, you could get it done, but it's just gonna be tougher. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you already have people around you willing to help, you got to be able to accept the help. You know, that's another thing to touch on. Is certain people can get the support and they just don't want to use it. Too much pride, too much ego. They don't want to have to give credit out to anybody else. You know what I'm saying? They want all the glory. They want all the shine. You know, a lot of things come into it, so it is very difficult to maintain this as long as you can. That's why I give a shout out to the Supreme Dream dudes, the RDC World dudes, because they've been rocking for so long and nobody's like broken off and nobody's gotten like jealous, and each one is supportive of the other even though they're not all the same, and you know, they're each not as popular as the next one. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of sacrifices to be like successful and all of that, and that's a lot of things that could mess up the pyramid, as you see on, excuse me, the pyramid of people. And on the right hand side, it takes like a strong foundation, and then it takes like another foundation, and then you know what happens is people see the person at the top, and if they're not that person at the top, then they don't really want to be a part of the pyramid. You know what I'm saying? And that's understandable because, you know, at the end of the day, everybody wants to be the star, wants to be like that. But in order to like be successful, sometimes you might have to take a back seat. You know, I've taken a back seat plenty of times. Like, it doesn't really matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as the people in control or the people like that's calling the shots being logical and reasonable, then I have no problem at all. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to that type of stuff, you're gonna need good members. People gonna have to be committed. You're gonna have to build some strong relationships. You know what I'm saying? Friends. Um, just it's like just a bunch of little things. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I told him I wasn't gonna go past. I'm not trying to hit like 20 minutes, and we already at like 12 and a half. So I'm really messing up on these joints, but I'm gonna get it together for sure. But yeah, so when it comes to that type of stuff, you really just want to keep in mind throughout the whole process that you're not really obligated for support. You have to earn that. Like nothing in life is like given. Like nothing is obligated in life except death. That's the only thing you're guaranteed in life is you're gonna die. And other than that, you really just don't know. It's just an experience, and it trickles down into each and every field. So when you're doing like content, excuse me, just understand like you have to earn people's support. And I know it's going to be like, you know, devastating to find out like a lot of your friends aren't really your friends, or they don't really like your content, or they, you know, they may be jealous of you, or you know, you chasing dreams and they not. It's a bunch of stuff that can go into it. Or I mean, you might not just make good content. Now, I'm on the side of I like to support my friends no matter what. Like me and people close to me, I kind of had conversations with them, and I kind of want them to like slightly adopt my mindset a little bit, and that's to just treat the friendship like a job. Because I feel like in society now, when it comes to like support and things like that, a lot of it we don't get a lot of support from like your friends and stuff because we don't really value friendships no more. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like the least value thing in society right now. You know what I mean? Like everybody is just so, you know, trying to be quote unquote independent, and you know, a lot of people talk kind of reckless, and you might be offending your friends and you think you not, and you know, so they fall back from you, or you know, they don't communicate what's going on, and now it's like tension. It's a million. I literally could go on about this, but this will be another class in the intermediate course. Like again, these are just beginning entry level classes or whatever. But in the intermediate courses, we'll touch on these like on a much deeper level. Um, But yeah, for the most part, you just want to be around like-minded people who got the same work ethic as you, who understand the same bigger picture as you, who understand that sometimes you're gonna be the hot one, sometimes I'm gonna be the hot one, but you got to be willing to be a part of that team. You know what I'm saying? It's ups and downs. Um, Try to build these strong foundational support systems, and then once you build the foundation you can build on it, you know what I'm saying? And it gets easier the more the more you go along, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, that's about it. It's a very, very, very tough thing to navigate, but once you get it going, it becomes a little bit easier. Now, it's going to be like that's an everlasting thing because we'll see celebrities, they'll have like all the support one album, and then the next album flops, and then it's just like, well, maybe they didn't connect enough with the fans, or maybe the fans just moved on to something else. It's real tricky to maintain throughout. But again, these are just little ways to kind of like help you as far as like when you're just starting off, some things that you need to know that I wish somebody would have told me. And so I feel like, I'm obligated to have these conversations with whoever is willing to watch and listen. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just a lot of difficulties that go into it. So when you're thinking about, damn, I didn't think it was going to be like this. Is there something wrong with me? No, it's not something wrong with you. It's just the way that it happens. You know what I'm saying? So, that's about it. I done wrapped y'all up enough. Told y'all I wasn't gonna get to 20 minutes, and lo and behold, we almost at 20 minutes. Like, comment, subscribe, share. I really appreciate y'all tuning into these jumps again. Y'all really like, watching these jumps. Few people watching them, commenting on them, hitting me up, messaging me and stuff like that. Appreciate that. If I left out anything, you can let me know, and I might include it into the next class, which will be in the intermediate course. But other than that, we are out of here. Again, Teddy Blackman, thank you for tuning in. Have a good day.
Welcome to Teddy's Universe, where we get